Okay, Sheriff. So recently SB 1070 just came down today by the Supreme Court, U.S. Supreme Court. What do you have to say about your reactions to this?
Well, we've been enforcing that law, my deputies, for 4 or 5 years, but this is a good victory for law enforcement, for our country, for the state of Arizona, and it sends a message to those critics and some elected officials that people are concerned about the illegal immigration, and the Supreme Court agrees with part of that law. So we're going to continue to do our job.
Were you kind of surprised by this action, or do you think this was gonna come down like this, where they took a lot of the teeth out of it? In my opinion, what do you think?
Well, there was some teeth taken out, but I think the primary decision was where law enforcement can ask if you're here illegally and you get stopped or for some type of crime, with suspicion, try to determine if you're in this country illegally. I think that's important.
How's this going to affect the way you've been enforcing the illegal immigration for the longest time? Is this going to change anything, the way you go about approaching the process?
Changes nothing. I do know that the Department of Justice went to federal court last month. Great timing, political for them. But nothing's changing. We're going to continue to do what we've been doing.
So you weren't surprised by any of this at all, what the U.S. Supreme Court came down with?
No, I wasn't surprised. We still have state laws anyway that we've been enforcing: human smuggling, raiding businesses, and crime suppression. So we've been doing this work for many years, and I think we're the best trained law enforcement in the country, since over 200 of my officers have been trained 5-week course by the federal government. Who else can say that when we were enforcing the federal immigration laws until the new administration took away my authority on that? But we're still enforcing the state laws, and we're going to enforce this one too.
Anything you think you'd have liked to have seen done differently? Or are you pretty happy with how they came down with it?
Well, I think we have good state laws, and of course you would like to see all of the elements of the laws passed on this 1070. But I think this one is important for law enforcement and for the citizens. So we'll take it from there.
Sheriff, anything else you'd like to comment before I let you go about it?
No, business as usual. I hope that the demonstrations are civil, if there are any. I know Saturday night I had over 2,000 demonstrating against me and my tent city. And I will say this: if for some reason arrests are increased, I'm going to have plenty of room in the tents, so I'll never turn people away if law enforcement wants to arrest people.
One quick question: do you think the state should pursue this furthermore, or do you think it should just leave it as it is?
Well, I think it's going through the courts. I'm sure that both sides will probably fight these decisions, but that's the way the system is.
And overall, you're happy with the decision?
Yeah, I'm happy with that decision for all law enforcement. Like I say, we've been enforcing that element anyway, but now when the Supreme Court rules, like they did on the employer sanction that we're enforcing, so those are 2 big victories emanating from the Supreme Court.